Have you ever questioned the importance of having a good upline for your network marketing business? Is this something that you've ever questioned before when actually looking to build a network marketing business? Is a good upline actually important? Well, my name is Karin Angeli from KarinAngeli.com. I teach and train network marketers how to build their businesses in the online space. And today I want to dive deep into this question of should I consider how important a good upline is for my network marketing business. All right, so do me a favor, if you're coming in live, let me know that you are coming in. If you're coming in on the replay, do me a favor, drop me a replay and let me know where you're coming in from as well, because I want to connect with you. Okay, so when I first started in this industry, I honestly did not give my upline a thought. This was not something that I thought was super important, okay? For me, whenever I considered building a network marketing business, I was enthralled by the product that I found, okay? I was super excited that the product was amazing, that the product worked, and I was ready to go, okay? Unfortunately, I didn't think about having a good upline, and I didn't think about the importance of what this could mean for me in my business. And I will say that looking back, this was a huge mistake, okay? I truly think that your upline is super duper important. This is something that you have to think about, okay? The reason that I say this is because in my business, whenever I started building my business, I found that I was ready to go. I was ready to build my business. And when I went to my upline and I asked her questions, I could tell that she didn't know what to do with me. She didn't know how to answer my questions, and she didn't really know how to help me, okay? And because I am who I am, I asked myself, what can I do so that I get the answers that I need? Okay, so what I ended up doing is I ended up jumping over my upline, okay? And what ended up happening for me, my upline actually in about 6 months of building the business, she ended up quitting, okay? Like she totally walked away from that business. So it was one of those things that it was like I found myself about 6 months in without an upline, okay? Like I said, this is definitely something that I think needs to be considered when you're looking at a network marketing business, okay? So what I wanna do is I wanna share some of the most important things I see as in having a good upline, and also what should you do if you find yourself in the place where I found myself, where it was like, I don't necessarily have a good upline. What do I do? Okay? So first things first, let's talk about the characteristics of a good upline for your business. I know, like I said, like I shared with you, I personally think that this is super duper helpful. However, it's not going to make or break you. And here's the reason. When you signed up for your business, you signed up for your business, okay? You are now in charge. You are the entrepreneur in charge. That means you have got to take your business by the reins and say, you know what, no matter what, I'm going to make this work, okay? So I wanna add that disclaimer in there. I want you to know that if you find yourself in a place where you're thinking to yourself, I'm not really loving my upline, or my upline has left, what do I do now? You gotta be the big entrepreneur now, okay? You own this business, okay? You can't, let me give you an example. If you were to go out and buy an ice cream shop, and you realize once you buy this ice cream shop that the person that you bought the ice cream shop from wasn't who you wanted to do business with. Maybe it was a franchise of an ice cream shop, okay? Maybe this person wasn't who you wanted to do business with, or maybe they weren't serious about building a business, or whatever. You still bought that ice cream shop. You still bought that franchise. That means that you are in charge, and you've got to still do the things that you know you need to do in order to build your business, okay? So I want to put that disclaimer out there. I want you to realize that you are an entrepreneur, and even if your upline kind of stinks, It's okay. You can still make the best of it. Okay. So there are 5 things I think that you should look for if you're looking for a good upline. The first one, and I think that this to me, if somebody doesn't have this, I can't work with you. Okay? This is not the person for me. But the very first thing that I look for if I'm looking at an upline, if I'm looking at a business that I want to work in, I look at the upline and I ask myself, does that person have integrity and are they honest? Okay? So important. You do not want to find yourself in a place where you have an upline that doesn't have integrity and is not honest, okay? So I shared with you that my upline, about 6 months in, she actually walked away from that business when I first started in the industry. Now, my upline was the person that was above her. And unfortunately, I found out down the road that this person's integrity and honesty was not something I was a fan of, okay? And that's the reason that I decided in my first business, even though I'd built this empire, I decided I needed to walk away. And I decided I needed to look for an upline that had integrity and was honest, okay? This to me goes without saying. I want to work with somebody that's honest and is willing to tell me the truth, to work with me and not lie about me, not lie behind my back, not tell me things that they know are what I want to hear or whatever, okay? I want integrity and honesty, okay? And that means say you have an upline that is going behind your back and signing up your prospects underneath them, okay? That is a huge integrity issue. That's a huge honesty issue. That to me is not somebody that I would want to work directly with, okay? Second thing that you want to be looking for if you want to have a good upline, the second thing that you want to look for is that person willing to learn? Are they willing to grow? Are they willing to ask themselves some hard questions sometimes? Okay, in network marketing, I know that we can be ingrained in this thought process that these people before me, this is what they did to be successful, so this is all I need to do in order to be successful. Unfortunately, that's not always true, okay? Unfortunately, sometimes we need to be willing to learn, be willing to grow, and be willing to try new things, okay? Because what worked back in the 80s and 90s doesn't necessarily work today. And that's something that we have to kind of grow with the times. We have to understand that things change. Just like with this pandemic, we realized that we could no longer have home parties, right? Can't do that anymore. When you are quarantined and away from people, you now have to get a little bit more thoughtful as to how am I going to build my business in the online space, okay? Is that upline willing to learn? Are they willing to grow? And are they willing to challenge themselves with new ideas? Okay? This was when I first started in network marketing. Like I said, my first upline walked away. The person above her was not necessarily willing to grow. Okay? So for me, I was kind of like, yikes, I want to build my business online, but this person doesn't necessarily want to learn and change and do things that are different. So that was kind of hard for me, but I still said to myself, you know what? I'm in charge of my own business, okay? I am the entrepreneur here, so I have to make my own decisions, and I am willing to learn, so I want to learn these things even if my upline's not willing to, okay? Third thing that I'm looking for, if I'm looking for a solid upline, is that I'm looking for somebody that's willing to listen, okay? Somebody that's willing to sit down and have a solid, sometimes honest conversation of what's really going on, okay? Sometimes in my business, I just need to let it out, right? Like, have you been there before where you're just like, I just word vomit and this is what I feel like, this is what's happening. I'm frustrated or maybe I'm happy and excited. I want to share with you what's going on. I personally think having an upline that's willing to listen, super important because it makes you feel like you're an important asset to the team. Okay? Especially when you're building a business with them, right? You want to make sure that that person's willing to listen to what it is that you have to say, because you want to be a helpful asset to that team. And if that person's not willing to listen to you, makes it kind of difficult to actually have a conversation, right? Fourth thing that I'm looking for, if I'm looking for a solid upline, is I'm actually looking for someone that is willing to serve, okay? Now, I tell this to everyone that I know that's doing network marketing, that I know wants to build an amazing business, because I think that this is so important. Willingness to serve means that you as the upline are in service to your downline, not the other way around, okay? You as the upline serves your downline, helps your downline, make sure that your downline is actually getting the things that they need, getting the help that they deserve, and you're willing to do the things that you need to do in order to help them do this. Now, I will say that there are absolutely people out there that are going to take advantage, and I'm not saying that people that join your business and then assume that you're going to do it for them. I'm not saying that we're serving those people, because we're not serving laziness, right? But if someone wants help in their business and they're obvious that they're making an effort, an upline's job is to make sure that that downline is served and that they get what they need, okay? Fifth thing that I think is so important in an upline is that upline is willing to go the distance. They're willing to continue even when things are tough, even when maybe they don't like what's going on in their own business, maybe they're frustrated. They're willing to continue to keep driving forward, to keep learning, to keep being honest, to keep serving, to keep doing the things that they need to do in order to build a business, okay? That's personally for me what I'm looking for in an upline. I think that this is a very important question you should ask yourself before you join a team, okay? If you're not asking yourself these 5 questions, does this person have integrity? Are they willing to learn? Are they willing to listen? Are they willing to serve? Are they going to give up? I think you could be on some rocky ground, and you could get to the place where you find yourself maybe not loving how much you have to do on your own, okay? Like I said with that disclaimer at the beginning of this video, if you join a business, you are your own entrepreneur, okay? It is still up to you to learn the things you need to do and not blame somebody else for maybe you not reaching the levels that you want to reach, okay? So important that we as entrepreneurs take claim in what it is that we're looking to achieve in our business, okay? So, I want to make that perfectly clear. But I want to kind of add to this, and I want to have that devil's advocate chat now. What if you find yourself in a place where your upline maybe doesn't have all 5 of these things, or maybe you find yourself where your upline's not really wanting to help you or really knowing how to help you, or maybe they're not working with you? What do you do? Okay, so whenever I first started in network marketing, my immediate upline, she didn't know what to do, okay? What I did was I said, okay, if she doesn't know what to do, I'm going to go above her. And if that person doesn't know what to do, I'm going to go above them. And I'm going to keep going until I find somebody that can help me, okay? It may take that where you go high as you can in your business to find somebody that can help you, or it might take you going outside of your business and finding a mentor that can help you build network marketing, okay? Sometimes that's what it takes. And that's okay, because as entrepreneurs, sometimes we have to make that decision, okay? So that's one thing that you can do if you find yourself in this place where Maybe you don't have an upline that's helping you. It's time to find somebody that will, okay? And dig in really hard. There's tons of books out there. There's tons of podcasts. There's videos just like this one where you can start to learn how to build network marketing, okay? So dig in and start learning, okay? Because we can't blame anybody else for our results or our lack of results other than ourselves, okay? We are in charge of that, okay? So we can't blame our upline for what's happening in our own business, okay? So important that we remember that, okay? So what else can we do though if we find ourselves in this place where we don't have an upline that's working with us, okay? I am not the person that would sit here and tell you that you need to quit that business, okay? However, that is something that maybe you've thought. Maybe this is something that you're like, I really truly want an upline that can be my mentor. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and tell you to leave that company or stay with that company if you're in that situation. That situation is ultimately your choice as to how you want to proceed. Okay? However, if you do decide that you want to go in search of finding a better upline, I highly recommend that you really focus on those 5 things that I shared with you, because that's going to make your business. Honestly, it can make or break your business to have an upline that does all of these things, okay? It really, truly can, okay? However, like I said, disclaimer, you are still in charge of your own business, okay? So with all of that being said, all I have to say is if you find yourself in a situation where you find that your upline is not integrous, does not have honesty, is not willing to listen, is not serving the whole 9 yards, then maybe you want to talk to yourself about, should I cut off this relationship and work with somebody that's willing to connect with me? And sometimes that means going above that person and then above that person, okay? So find what it is that works with you, okay? You can absolutely, if you find yourself in this situation where you're like, I'm not loving my upline, you can absolutely still stick with your company and continue to build with that company, okay? There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And it can sometimes show quite a bit of integrity on your part because you're willing to go the distance in spite of the struggles that you might see in your path. All right. I truly hope this was helpful. I hope it gave you some ideas as to what to look for in an upline and what to do if you find yourself in this situation. Okay. Hope it gave you some value today. If it did, drop me a value in the comments. And listen, if you want to chat about how you can continue to go in the right direction in your business, I actually dropped a calendar link in the description below, okay? So you can check out that calendar link where you and I can have a one-on-one conversation about how you can actually find an upline that works for you, or stick with the company that you're currently with and kill it. Like basically whatever you decide to do in your business, if you're finding yourself struggling right now and you want an upline that works with you, I would love to have that conversation with you about how you can continue to kill it in your business, get the training you need, or find an upline that absolutely works for you. So if you're thinking to yourself, yes, I'd love to have a conversation with yours truly, go ahead and tap that calendar link, find a time that works for you, and we will chat soon. Bye.